ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont, and it seems Nintendo has made a bold move. We've got this story here from IGN. Donkey Kong Bananza confirms Super Mario Odyssey's Pauline is your new sidekick, and DK can now transform into a zebra or flying ostrich. Tagline, he's finally back. So, this is an interesting choice of language, in my opinion. I saw this headline, I was like, let me talk about this. Pauline is originally from Donkey Kong, right? So the original Donkey Kong game, you played as Jumpman, and there was Donkey Kong and Lady. And then they, excuse me, retrofitted the names to be Mario and Pauline. It's the first appearance of Mario and Pauline. And for them to say it's Mario Odyssey's Pauline, I assume they mean the character model from Mario Odyssey, and that's why they're using that specific language. Because Pauline is technically going home. Having Pauline in a Donkey Kong game is where she got her start. So let's see what they have to say. Nintendo has revealed new Donkey Kong Bonanza gameplay, detailed in today's Nintendo Direct, which has also confirmed that Super Mario Odyssey's Pauline will be your sidekick character in the game. This younger version of Pauline was previously leaked by Nintendo. Hello, hold on. We gotta pause. It's a younger version. Do we have picture here? That's just oh, right there on his back. On the left is the usual key art. On the right, a young Pauline is holding on to his necktie. And you can barely see it. But okay, so she's been de-aged. Man, I don't know what is in my throat. But okay, younger version. Then quickly scrubbed from the internet exactly how Nintendo's upcoming 3D platformer fits into the wider Kong storyline, though remains to be seen. Here, Pauline can be, but hold on, can use her singing talents to temporarily transform DK into several new forms. A charging zebra or flying ostrich that can drop egg bombs. Pauline can also be controlled by a second player, turning Bonanza into a co op experience where Pauline's vocals become explosive blasts, which can be aimed via the Joy-Con's mouse controls to help DK with his destruction. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, look, she's right there. Yeah, it appears to be like a teenage Pauline. So is this an old story? Are we back to is this young Frankie Kong and Pauline? Is Mario Odyssey a multiverse that's bridging the gap? Nintendo's timelines are so screwy, especially the Zelda timeline, which is, there's one timeline that's all timelines and three timelines that are not tied to each other at all, or some crazy crap like that. And then an alternate universe timeline that's separated from the three main time. I gotta stop. Zelda timelines are insane. Maybe I'll try to go over it one day, but I still don't fully understand it myself. But I love that they're utilizing the mouse feature. That was one of the coolest new things that they announced with the new Cyberpunk on Nintendo Switch 2, was that you could aim with the mouse. The only problem people were complaining about is that you have to go into first person to aim with the mouse, or go into combat to aim with the mouse. And then outside of combat, you can't aim with the mouse, which seems stupid. But this is cool that they're turning it into a co-op. At the same time, it's not cool. I love Donkey Kong games for that single player experience. It's Donkey Kong's one of the best franchises, just hands down, one of the best franchises. But let's see. Using GameShare, this co-op offering can be played on multiple local Switch consoles, including Switch One, without your co-op partner needing a copy of the game themselves. Now that is some innovative shit. See, this is my problem with Nintendo right now, is they're simultaneously trying to like reinvent the wheel and be innovators and a desirable company, while also being absolute pieces of shit. Firing Peach after 18 years with no announcement, suing companies for arbitrary reasons, retroactively trying to update patents. I just don't know where to stand with Nintendo right now. At one point, I want to be like, nah, fuck this company, get the hell out of here. And at the other side, it's like, I really do love Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. Now, I haven't bought a Switch 2, and I don't really have plans to right now. But come on, guys, this is the kind of shit that gets me on board. I'm still waiting to find out what goes on with this Power World lawsuit before I invest at all in Nintendo, because if they become, big total evil conglomerate, it doesn't matter how much good you do. When Exxon is spilling oil over baby seals, do you really care how cheap their gas is? It's a battle. That's where we're at right now with Nintendo. It's a battle. Other new gameplay features confirmed today include the ability to skate around on pieces of the environment that DK has torn out of the ground and even stick them together to form new structures such as bridges. And so it's, hold on, pause. This is Red Faction now. We're playing Donkey Kong Red Faction. I'm leaning more to being into this game. I love the way this sounds. And then there's DK Artist, a mode that lets you get creative with Bonanza's destruction effects and carve your own statues out of stone. Eagle-eyed viewers will likely have spotted returning classic characters Cranky Kong and Rambi the Rhino, but did you also spot Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong? They're included, though what their roles will be remains uncertain. Okay, so this isn't a prequel where you're playing young Cranky Kong, because young Cranky Kong, unless they've changed the lore, is the original Donkey Kong, which leads me to wonder, is this an alternate version of Pauline from another universe? Did Mario Galaxies bring her in? Is she from another galaxy, another timeline kind of thing? Are they just um, retroactively erasing the original Donkey Kong storyline, or have they already done that? I don't know. I don't really keep up with the Donkey Kong storyline since like uh Country Returns, Country Tropics, whichever one came out on the first Switch. I don't know if they've actually changed it since then. Nintendo itself has separately confirmed the return of Diddy and Dixie, seen here as opponents in Banana's racing minigame. Bonanza. I said bananas. Bonanza. Speaking of their family elements, today's Nintendo Direct also featured a fresh version of the iconic DK rap from Donkey Kong 64 that's set to feature in Bonanza. Here's hoping composer Grant Kirkhope is credited for this version after previously complaining he had been left out of the Mario movie credits. Another Nintendo, credit your creators. And speaking of credits, one notably omission from the Nintendo Direct was any confirmation as to which Nintendo development team is behind Donkey Kong Bonanza. Fans have previously speculated the game is in the works of the company of the talented Super Mario Odyssey crew. Whether Pauline's reappearance here is another clue remains to be seen. Accompanying the game, Nintendo has announced a new Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo figure featuring DK and Pauline. That's probably going to sell like hotcakes. People are actually really into the new amiibo figures. This will be available alongside the game and grants a costume for Pauline earlier than you'd otherwise unlock it. All other amiibo figures are also compatible and will spawn helpful pieces of terrain material. Really? Bonanza's on track to be one of the most gorgeous Nintendo games I've seen. IGN wrote in our Donkey Kong Bonanza hands-on preview. It really does take advantage of Switch 2's hardware. The environments are beautiful, and DK's animations are wonderfully expressive. And I feel like the next generation of the first-party Nintendo games has truly arrived. Really? Mario Kart World's getting great reviews, and you'd think this is going to be the first installment? Okay, whatever. I hate IGN. I really do. Donkey Kong Bonanza launches July 17th exclusively for Switch 2. That's actually just a couple weeks away. It's like a less than a month away. Look at that. Okay, so there you have it. Pauline is back. Some new features in Donkey Kong, two-player co-op mode in the new Donkey Kong, as well as fully integrated amiibos. The ability to cross from Switch 2 to Switch 1 for the co-op and GameShare. Is that what they call it, right? GameShare. Uh, what did they call it that? Using GameShare. Okay, yeah, I'm not crazy. Um, that's super cool. That's super cool. Nintendo, you are once again getting me to ride the fence of whether or not I want to love or hate you, and it's annoying. but Donkey Kong is one of my favorite franchises. Of course, it's going to be a beautiful game. I don't think they go with the pre-rendered backgrounds the way they used to. That's why Donkey Kong always looks so good, is because video game studios did pre-rendered backgrounds for a long time, and they need to go back to it because it lets you, one, save game space, save game production time, and it makes your game just look so damn good. Like the original Resident Evil and the Resident Evil remake that was originally on GameCube, I believe, looks so good compared to games even today. Like, there are games today that look worse than the Resident Evil remakes pre-rendered backgrounds. Let that set in for you. There are games today that look worse than Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. It, it's insane, but it's the world we live in. But this game looks super fun, and I almost kind of want to get a Switch 2 just for this. I'm gonna have to wait and look at some of the people who play it, get some reviews, because at this point, it's the only game I want for the Switch 2, which would make Donkey Kong Bonanza like a $600 game. And is it worth paying $600 to play it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe the Switch 2 will offer some more that I really want. But again, I still have to wait for Nintendo to decide whether or not they want to go full evil or just occasional asshole. And I can deal with the occasional asshole, but I can't deal with a fully evil corporation. It's why I pretty much don't play Ubisoft games anymore. It's why I barely play. Do I even play any EA games? I don't think I do. I play a lot of Remedy games. I play a lot of other party games. What's NetEase? I play those games, but that's all I have for this story. This is your host, Belmont, signing out.